Hi. Let's learn about a living trust. A living trust is a legal arrangement established by an individual during their lifetime to protect their assets and direct their distribution after the grantor's death. It helps family members and beneficiaries avoid a lengthy, public, complex, and costly probate process. A living trust takes the form of a legal document laying out the trust's terms and its assigned assets with a designated trustee who later controls those assets for the beneficiaries. Living trusts allow a trustee to manage the assets and transfer them to beneficiaries after the grantor's death. The trust is established with a legal document and often requires the expertise of estate planning professionals. The grantor decides which assets should be in the trust and transfers the title of those assets to the trust. Assets in a living trust flow to the beneficiaries as outlined in the trust agreement upon the grantor's death. Unlike a will, a living trust takes effect while the grantor is living and does not have to go through probate for the assets to reach the intended beneficiaries. Assets must be assigned to a living trust to be covered by its terms. This means they are retitled to indicate ownership by the trust. Assets that can be assigned to a living trust include real estate, financial accounts, personal property, and business interests. However, certain accounts like a 401 or IRA should not be put in a living trust to avoid paying taxes and penalties for early withdrawal. A revocable living trust is the most common type that allows the grantor to maintain control over the assets placed within the trust. The grantor has the power to change and amend trust rules, name beneficiaries, and manage the assets. It is often used to protect assets should the grantor become ill or unable to control them, and usually becomes irrevocable upon the creator's death. An irrevocable living trust involves the trust itself owning the assets and the grantor relinquishing certain rights of control over the trust. Once created, the named beneficiaries are set and the grantor can do little to amend that agreement. Irrevocable living trusts protect assets from lawsuits and creditors and can reduce the taxable estate, making them useful for certain professionals. However, they require forfeiting all ownership and control of the assets put inside the trust. Here are 5 key takeaways. 1. A living trust is a legal arrangement used in estate planning and set up by someone during their lifetime. 2. It designates a trustee and provides explicit directions for the distribution of assets after the death of the grantor. 3. A trustee manages assets in a trust according to beneficiaries' best interests. 4. Living trusts can be either revocable or irrevocable, which differ in terms of tax treatment and flexibility. 5. Individuals may prefer a living trust to a will because a living trust bypasses the probate process. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.